We are seeing finally the corrective move that I was personally waiting for. I told you we are running into some resistance and we should expect a pullback. I will show you how much further we can potentially drop here. And I have, of course, so much more content prepared for you guys here today. You should definitely not miss out on all of that. We'll go through everything here and we will take potentially also some live trades together. So don't miss out on that and let's go, guys. Thank you for tuning in here again on this Thursday, almost a Tuesday. The week is always running so fast away. It's insane, especially in a market like that. So we start off with the DXY. Overall, the DXY is here in decline from the 99 point level that was mentioned here over a week ago that I expect from their big rejection. So now we have that rejection. We need to come back down here to around 96.4 points. Once we are breaking that level, you get massive acceleration to the downside, and that will most likely be the moment when you see markets and specifically crypto start to turn around, when we are approaching that level here. When we're going then here straight into Bitcoin, today I don't want to waste any time, here on the weekly chart, I believe that here in this upward sloping channel that we will hold the midline here of that channel. I don't think that we're gonna lose this mid-range level. We might dip slightly below that by today or tomorrow. It has to happen today or tomorrow. But I don't think that we're going to close below that mid-range level. And then by next week, we're going to get a continuation pump into higher levels. Now, one of the reasons, call me superstitious, call me that is not TA, I don't care what you say about this. I know that these stupid moon cycles are actually working. So we just got here a new moon, and when you look here in the past, new moon, drop, new moon, drop. Over here, new moon, drop. So we just got a new moon and started dropping here over the last 2 days, including today. I don't expect that this drop is over, because for now, we only had roughly a 3% drop. These drops are way bigger in general. So you see here 2.2% is currently only the drop that we're experiencing. This is nothing, So best case scenario here based on the daily chart, we're gonna hold this support level here, which is currently around $116,000. Why are here only 4 people on the stream? This is really strange. Oh wait, I think I did not make the video public. Is that possible? Let me see here. That could be a reason. I want to just make sure. So now it's definitely public, because we have only 2 people here. On 4 people on the stream. I never had 4 people at this time at the stream, so it's a little bit strange. So I hope I fixed it now with pressing going public with the stream. But yeah, I hope there will be in a second more people. So here we are, as long as we're holding here $116,000, we should be fine. We can wick below that. We could wick below that, but as long as we're not getting a daily close above, below, we should be fine. Yeah, so now some more people are coming. That was the issue. I was already like, what's going on here? This is not normal. On the Fibonacci extension levels, also here, we are just coming back into the golden ratio here. And as long as we are holding the golden ratio, also for that point that I want to make here, as long as that is holding, and I mentioned that yesterday, we are going to get a continuation from here. Can we drop to 1.382? Yes, we could, but this is the line in the sand. From there, we definitely need to move away into higher levels. If we lose 115, we will go down and test the 50 moving average here on the daily chart. But again, I don't see this happening right now. There must be something insanely bearish happening. I don't know. Trump must say something absolutely crazy that this is going to happen, or yeah, Russia does something, you know how it goes, or Israel finds another country that they like to attack, whatever is geopolitically creating uncertainty. That is something that could trigger a move like that, but it's not happening right now. So here for Bitcoin, once again, sniper move into the entry level. So if you would have set your limit orders here again to $117,150 approximately, you would have gotten a sniper entry and would be slightly in profit, like 0.3% right now, plus the leverage. Would be not the worst. So, but here I actually have to potentially point out something. It's a little bit distorted, but it could qualify. So here could be an M pattern currently be in the making. So this M pattern would be confirmed when we are basically losing here this entry level and closing a day, an hourly candle below, and then we see it here, and then we see a decline like this. Currently, it absolutely doesn't look like that because the indicators are turning around. RSI is going up, stochastic printing a buy signal. Here was a small fake out on the MACD, also already correcting that. Look at this pump that's coming into Bitcoin here right now. Yeah, I also see it in my positions a little bit. Nothing yet where I say woo, you know. So, but yeah, it's definitely good. If you want again to take a trade here, $118,173 is right now where you want to enter this. Unless you would trade with like 50 or 100x leverage and you scalp in this range here. So, and you would basically wait for a rejection. We come back down here. You enter from here with 50x. You trade that bounce back into that range. Then you can do like 50, 100x. Otherwise, wait for the break here of $118,176. Take the trade from there and trade the continuation into higher levels. If you want to trade setups like that, sign up on BloFin, guys. You get up to $5,000 in bonuses there. Also non-KYC, really important. If you cannot use Bybit, definitely use that. And if you want to be part of my private inner circle alpha trading group, you need to have a BloFin account and $500 in that account. And then you reach out to me on Telegram or on Twitter, and I'm going to send you the link to join the group. I will not ask you for money to pay anything besides depositing $500 on BloFin. Really important, because I saw that people try again to scam my community, you know, so with fake accounts. Don't fall for that. I never ask you for money, never ever directly that you need to send it to me or something. Never I gonna do that here on the channel. You know that already, you know, so just want to put this out there again, because I saw yesterday that it happens now more and more again, that scammers targeting people in the community and trying to make them send money somewhere, you know. Again, the links for BloFin are in the description and in the chat pinned, also up there. It's pinned in the chat. So go and check that out, especially if you want to be part of that trading group. So here on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients, nothing really changed. You know, I told this to you. Yeah, we spoke about this like 3 days ago, where I said this is still looking like a consolidation phase. We are just consolidating. So here I can literally go and just make another line here. This is our trading range right now. This is the trading range in where we are currently consolidating for the next move to the upside. Now, if you know a little bit about trading structures, then there is one thing that you need to be aware of in trading patterns like that you sometimes get a deviation looking like this, and then it goes to the upside. So, and that means we break below this support here of $116,000. That is then the deviation, and then we come back, and then we actually start going to the upside. I just want to point this out here because there is right now the risk that we are doing that. So, if we are actually doing that, then you want to have limit orders here in that area. That's where you want to put some limit orders, just in case. You know, not saying that we are going there, but just in case if it happens, that is where you want to set limit orders. And if we actually would get this, this might be the best entry before the next leg to the upside. So not saying that an entry above $118,170 would be bad, you know. So, but this deviation would be, of course, way better, you know. So, but again, there's like a small chance only on that we're actually getting this. And I would still take the risk if we go up here another $160 to open a trade on Bitcoin and bet on the continuation from there already. But I'm going to leave that here. So also the react indicator just chopping sideways, you know, so I mentioned that so many times. I think I sound already like a broken record. Here, once more, you see that on this 4-hourly chart, we are holding above the 50 moving average. The 50 moving average is our saving grace here until proven otherwise. And also the 20 moving average is again giving us resistance since when is that going on here? Basically since for over a week now. For over a week now, we are struggling to stay above the 20 moving average. What you want to see here at any given moment in the market is that when you have a phase that we are experiencing right now, which was similar to this here over here, that you see a massive candle like this one here moving away from the 20 moving average. And that's why you want to take the risk to go long at $118,176 because that candle can happen any given moment right now. And you want to make sure that you are in a position when this candle starts blowing up, because that candle might go straight to $120. And as you can see here, with a similar candle, it's not pulling back that much anymore and just keeps going afterwards, you know. So, and you want to make sure that you are then in a position and not sidelined. Here, also on this 1 hourly chart, we briefly grazed again the underlying support box here, from which we are now moving back to the upside. And here's that resistance cluster. So once that cluster is broken for good this time, and we get some good 1 hourly candle closes with continuation to the upside, then you know we are out of the worst, out of the woods here, and we are ready to continue to pursue a new all-time high for Bitcoin. On the liquidation levels, here you see now also the new target. The new target is there for grabbing liquidity. It is up here, as I had this box sitting here for now also over a week. For over a week I told you this is the major area that market makers will target on the way up, and then afterwards it will be here all the way up there to $123,600 approximately. Of course, below us there are now some long positions, but if we keep pushing here for another 30 minutes above $118,700, we close the candle not only in green but also above the 50 moving average, which is then warranting continuation into the liquidity that we are seeing all the way up there. On the liquidation heat map, also here you see below us not as much liquidity concentrated as above us. Here the brightened area in yellow, that is where a market maker wants to go now. So, and once we are tapping here into $118,700, $800 approximately, this little cluster will give us enough fuel to trigger a short squeeze to get us up here. So we potentially get another rejection when we hit $120,500, but we're gonna stay close to it this time, and then you're gonna see the turnaround and break for good $120,000 with continuation. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Solana. Don't worry. So, but I see here, while I'm on the stream, I look again a little bit to the right, to my other screens, and I see altcoins also recovering here right now. We're gonna talk about this in a moment. So now the Bitcoin dominance bounced here to the upside. I told you guys, I warned you so many times about this, that a move like this is not what you want to see, where we have basically red to the downside, and not a healthy consolidation and then the next leg to the downside. So when you get here such a sharp move to the downside, even over the course of multiple candles, it is clear that we get in a crazy bounce in the dominance, and that altcoin's going to bleed then, So I warned about this for the last month at least, So, and now we are seeing what's happening when this is playing out, So now I want to show you here. This is this here. So this is now the current range where I want to see the dominance getting rejected and turning around and keep going down. What you definitely don't want to see is that we are now breaking this and going back to like 64%. That would be really bad, if we turn around from there, because then the altcoins will lose another 20%, roughly, plus minus. Yeah, it will be plus minus that they're losing another 20% if we follow this pattern here. So what you want to see is that we come up here like 68, rejection to the downside, alt season continues. If you want to trade altcoins, guys, most of my altcoin trades are still happening on Bybit. You get up to $30,000 in sign-up and deposit bonuses there, plus a Bybit card with 20% cash back. Again, I just got mine this Monday, my new one. So definitely go and check that out. And if you're in Europe, also there, the new platform Bybit.eu, sign up there because you anyway have to change at some point. And you can, until leverage is coming to Bybit.eu, still use Bybit.com, just that you know. You can use both, so until leverage is moving also to Bybit.eu. The total free market cap got rejected from the $1 trillion area here. But we are just a little bit below. We're just a little bit below. We are bouncing off the support level here, the underlying support of $983 billion. And let the total free market cap consolidate here a little bit. But by next week at some point, we are going to break above $1.1 trillion here. And we are not doing now something like this, so unless, again, something would massively shift in the market structure. Here with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, I also don't believe that we go much lower than here, just below 0.03 on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. And then in 3.5 days, it's still 3.5 days. It doesn't feel like 3.5 days until this weekly chart closes, but 3.5 days when we are closing this chart, and then you get next week a massive turnaround candle, and you will see the altcoin market going absolutely bananas when we are breaking above 3.15. I'm going to show it to you here. 3.15. There. So once we close a candle above that, which is here, the exact moment where we broke down below that level over there, then everything will go even more crazy. If you think you have seen something right now, you have seen nothing at all. So trust me, I have been here many times. When this level breaks, you're gonna understand. You only have to look at your watch list, what's happening there, and you're gonna see across most of the altcoins double digits, and some of them gonna do triple digits the same day. I just want to remind you about, which coin was that? It was XDZ, and there was another one that went crazy. XDZ and another one that did 50% in one day, and the next day they did another 20-30%. So and that with established projects. Here with the Ethereum chart, so we touched the first level here, $3,500. I told you this would be one of the levels where I would start looking at to open a new Ethereum position. Yeah, thank you, Tom. So then, what do you mean? Why I just don't give up? I never give up. Giving up is for losers. So just here about the chat. Yeah, so here with Ethereum, $3,500 was the first level that I was targeting here on that line. So again, that was a sniper entry. You cannot make this shit up that I give you here. Absolutely sniper focused entries to the dollar. To the dollar, this level was hit. And then we started bouncing. So if you would have entered that, you would be up roughly 2% now on your Ethereum trade plus leverage that you use. But I don't think that that we are going up from here. I still believe that we're going to get another retest and potentially a little bit lower. Speaking about deviation, and then coming back, and then we keep moving here past the $4,000 level, because the RSI is, for my taste, still too high. The stochastic RSI will be fine by tomorrow, and the MACD is also still looking kind of strong, and will most likely also here turn around and warrant continuation. But I don't like the RSI. The RSI is still too high. Here at 70, it's on the brink, still on the brink of being overbought. In a bull market, we can stay there for quite a long time. In overbought, that's fine. But like in a cool down phase, I want that the RSI comes more down, like to 50, 60, around these numbers, and we are not there yet. So, and for that simple reason, price has to come a little bit lower. It could be 3,460, 3,420, but I see definitely a wick coming down there. If we're not getting this wick, perfect, even better. If we go up from here, all good. So would this hinder me right now to take a trade right now on Ethereum? No, because if we go down $100 and you don't use 50x leverage, so what is here a 4% move? 4% move on 5x leverage, don't really care. 10x leverage, don't really care. So you can wait this out until Ethereum starts turning around here again. Here on our Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, we just follow here the fractal. Here you see also in that fractal we should come a little bit lower than that level that I just have shown you guys. And from there, we keep going up, then consolidation slightly above $4,000 before you get a bigger break in direction of the all-time high. Now, Solana, I know a lot of you guys wanted to hear about Solana. So we broke actually the area from where I wanted to take a trade. If you would have taken a trade from there, of course, you would be now a little bit underwater, but you should not be liquidated because, again, you don't need crazy leverage in a bull market. So I don't understand why there's some people using like 40x, on a setup like that I give, and then they come to the stream and cry that they're now underwater, like close to liquidation underwater. So if you would have taken the trade here anywhere, from, I said 92 to current level, okay, you would be down almost 5%, but 5%, again, 10x leverage, you would be fine. 5x leverage, you would be fine. If you would have 20x leverage, you have a problem. That's why I'm telling you, don't use high leverage in a bull market, so especially not when you try to catch a falling knife. So I have trades on 3x leverage. I sit here not sweating bullets, sleep fine at night with my girlfriend next to me, so, and I can sleep in peace because I'm not stressing out about my positions, how they are doing. If I would have 20x leverage on a position, I would be sweating bullets the whole night and would only be glued to my screen, to my phone screen, and check my positions. So, and that's what you don't want to do. So, and here with now Solana, I believe here now on the, maybe on the 12-hourly chart, we're already done. That looks like this might have been a proper good bounce here. So if you are not in a Solana position yet, and you are looking for one, wait for what the next 4-hourly candle is doing. So if the next 4-hourly candle comes here down again to $180, take a trade. If we break above the top of the current 4-hourly candle, take a trade from $190 because from there, you're going to get the continuation. So otherwise, if we come here lower, then you can enter from there and trade from there the continuation because you can see the $180 level seems to be a strong support based off here that break that we had where it was resistance. So here, that was a successful retest for now. And as long as we close that candle in 32 minutes above that level, the next one could retest it again, but then I expect that we move away to the upside. Then we don't need to talk about, so here XRP. So XRP is one of the positions where I'm crying right now, so a little bit about the position that I hold myself. But here also, line in the sand that I was looking at was around $3 here. So that was the level that I was looking at. I was like, okay, as long as we are closing 4-hourly candles and potentially today's candle above that level here, we're gonna return back to the upside. So now on the shorter time frames for XRP, there are some downward sloping trend lines and also horizontal lines that I'm watching that I want to see one by one to be broken in the next 48 to 72 hours. So in the next 24 hours, I already want to see a retest of this downward sloping trend line with a potential break. And then the next 48 to 96 hours, I want to see a retest of $3.41 and potentially even a move here back to like $3.50. So here on the shorter time frames, you can clearly see the indicators are all turning around, favoring upside currently. And we have also imbalances here in this candle, here up in this candle, that are definitely giving us confluence that we should get a move here into these areas fairly soon, rather sooner than later. On the 4-hourly time frame, also here, we are heavily oversold on XRP, which is again warranting with the next 4-hourly candle to get a nice push back to the upside, because this here is getting heavily oversold. And especially if we close this 30-minute candle now, you get another leg to the downside on the RSI, and then we are somewhere close to like we will be under 20%, on the RSI. So while the stochastic is flatlining, while there's a lot of selling pressure on the MACD, and that would definitely cause the RSI to spike here and create a bullish divergence at some point, where we get then a really good bounce back into higher levels. So Sui, also one that you should have an eye on. I'm gonna look in the chat here in a moment what's going on there. I also gonna stay a little bit longer today on this stream because, like I said, I want to potentially do some trades with you together if I find something worth trading. And I should take a sip here. I want to drink something. Well, before we continue. Yeah. So Sui, also here. We ran back into big support that was long resistance. As long as we are holding here $3.58 to $3.45, we are fine. You know, so I would, every single time that we drop into that green box, I would also from there take a trade, and then you can trade a continuation once we break here these levels of these trade setups that we have here. Because right now, from a market structure perspective, nothing is broken. We have an absolutely normal bull market correction. They always last 2 to 3 days, and then you get continuation. So we are now in the second day because we started dropping yesterday. So we are in the second day, even if it extends into Saturday, you know, and Saturday is somewhere we're going to start turning around. This is absolutely fine. You know, this is part of a bull market that you get big swings to the upside, moderate swings to the downside, and then continuation with a bigger swing than the previous one into higher levels. This is how this works, just for the people that might be here the first time in a bull run, you know, because I know there's quite a lot of new people here. Then Aptos, yeah, so on Aptos I definitely started to get rinsed. You know, I was so good up in profit up here, and now I'm at a loss. But again, I have so low leverage on Aptos that I don't care. You know, it has to go to below $3 to liquidate me. So I can just sit on the sideline and let this run back here to the upside. Because now I know when we come back to $5.62 and we break that, there will be an impulse candle to the upside, like over here. See here, there, we had 3 candles trying to break this. And when we actually close the candle above this, boom, straight to the upside. And something similar will happen now again. So if yeah, so actually I'm thinking about to add more to my Aptos position, and I might do it if we hit $4.35. $4.35, they are gonna take the risk and add a little bit more, but the indicator is basically telling me here that we are maybe not even reaching that, you know. So because here again, RSI is falling massively to the downside already, heavily oversold, same thing across many coins already. So yeah, but I think I'm gonna set there after the stream a limit order, just in case we tap it. Then I average down my entry from my trade overall, and then I trade it just back to the upside. Now I'm gonna have a look in the chat what you guys want. Again, just because I go here through your coins that you want me to look at, it would be amazing, guys, from everyone that is here, if you can smash up the like button, you know, because I will be still here for another 10-15 minutes, and if we can get some more people in here, that would be great. So smash up the like button for that. I would love that. So let me have a look here. Oh, actually, yeah, VeChain is something that I did not have a look in a really long time, and VeChain was in the last one insanely volatile to the upside. So definitely gonna have a look on VeChain. I'm gonna have a look at ADA and Ton also. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Also Pepper, we can also have you know me, guys, I don't really like here meme coins, you know, so but I'm gonna have a look at paper. So let me have first a look at what did I say now? That was VeChain. That maybe I have still old drawings. Yeah, so I have still old drawings here. So it looks like that we have a strong support level at 2 cents 378. So let me just change the color here, because these are former take profit levels from years ago. I don't know when I had the last time here charted, but I know how I read these drawings in the past. So here, basically, this mint green zone was from where I always wanted to take trades, and if you would have done that, you would have done so well, you know. So you're from the yeah, 1 cent 86 to 1.8 cents level basically. And like I said, currently we're holding above 0.02378. As long as we are holding that, you get continuation back here into the 3 cent region, more or less. So just wait here also on the 4-hourly chart for the next 4-hourly candle, because again, the RSI everywhere oversold, stochastic everywhere flatlining, make these still bearish, but here in 24 minutes, the next candle might turn this everywhere around, everywhere. So that's like for most of all the coins out there. So that's why you just want to wait for that next 4-hourly candle to be appearing on the chart, where we potentially get a nice bounce, or, which I would like even more, is an indecision candle here in that area. Indecision candles look like here a plus sign on the chart. And then we have a reversal pattern with the next candle going to the upside. And we have a morning star pattern, the candlestick pattern, and that would basically the signal that we are already turning back to the upside now. A really, really early signal if we would actually get that. But yeah, that would be the best outcome here. Targets, you have targets here, you know, so if you're in a V-chain position right now on spot, you have your targets here also for long positions. You have everything what you need. So let me have a look here at ADA. So I actually closed my ADA position yesterday when everything started to drop at plus minus 0. So I did not lose any money here, but I would have. I would have almost been liquidated if I would have not closed the position. Yeah. Here that white line, that would have been my liquidation price. So I would have been really, really close. So it was a good decision from me yesterday when I saw things escalating with that drop after my stream to exit that position, because I was in from 89 cents where I entered this, 83 cents, something like this. So here you want either a retest of 75 cents or 83 cents and a break above 83 cents and take positions from there. You know, if we break a little bit lower, here, I would actually take 50% of the money that you want to put in Cardano for that specific trade, and you stack orders with 50% of your money between 71 to 75 cents, just in case that we come down here, and then you're already in a position, but low leverage, guys. Start with low leverage. You can increase the leverage and crank it up when we break above 83 cents. There you can crank a little bit on the leverage. You can go from 2 to 5 or from 3 to 7 if you think you want to do something crazy like that. But you need, for like going bigger on leverage, 83 cents to be broken. You know, so if we are turning around from here in that range, going straight for 83, then you can just do that straight from here. You know, to have a little bit more leverage than 3 or 5x on that. But otherwise, you just wait. Then ton. My ton trade is still doing fine. Still holding that. $3.10. Yeah, still fine. So let's have a look. So we basically got rejected from $3.48, which is the biggest resistance that we need to overcome here right now in the short term. Once we get above that, you get again a nice juicy impulse move into higher levels, most likely close to $4 in that moment. So when I go into a 4-hourly chart, yeah, there is also a clear trading range that I see here. As long as we are holding this line, which we are barely holding on right now, $3.09. So give it a little bit of buffer. I say as long as we are holding $2.95 to $3.09, as long as price can stay somewhere in between or above that, we are fine. You know, ton will continue to go higher because, okay, on the 4-hourly chart, we could go a little bit lower because of the RSI being still at 38. But it might be from that bounce. So this might have been before earlier around like 30-ish, also oversold slightly, not like many other coins. Yeah, slightly oversold. So here, that could be a sign of strength actually for ton. for not going as deep on the RSI like all the other coins, and show a faster recovery than many others. So then so I said Pepper, definitely Pepper. So let's have a look here. I know it's 1,000 Pepper if it's like on leverage. It's 1,000 Pepper. I keep forgetting that because like I said, I'm not trading meme coins. So, but here, same thing. I see here support, maybe all the way. Yeah, there. Yeah, here the 1 cent 1.6 level is here. Strong support from the past. That's why when we got only close to it, we straight bounce here back to the upside, almost 6% right now. Then above us, let's see here. Above us, there might be strong resistance. That's why we got rejected there. Yeah, here. Yeah, so you have here quite a big range. So how much is that? So to go back up here. 5%. Yeah, so we are basically in no man's land. You know, we're in no man's land with Pepper, because you need either that we come back down to the bottom to enter a trade, or that we are breaking here above 1 cent 28, roughly. Yeah, 1.286 cents. Only when we hit one of these levels, you can open a long position. Only then for a continuation move. So and then for continuation move, let's see here. Extension levels, where are we going? See, we are currently slightly below the golden pocket, the 0.618. If we can close the 12-hourly candle in 15 minutes within the golden ratio, I would expect a bounce from there, but that is not a reason for me to open from the current level a trade. And the next target would be then here, the next golden ratio, almost 2 cents here. So from the current level, that is, so actually, because I would take a trade from there, so I have to measure it from there. So between 40 and 46% move to the upside afterwards. So, but what I'm also seeing here, just saw that, be careful with here this downward sloping trend line. Then when that one is broken, it will most likely go straight really quickly, like here, like a move like this. Do like that and goes here into the golden ratio. Will even overshoot this, in my opinion. Will overshoot above that and then turns around, goes below it. So actually, let me draw this quick. So I expect we do some best case scenario is something like this. Then it breaks, then we fly and go above that, come back down. So now we are below this again. Consolidate, then it goes up again, and then it goes for the real move to the upside. So which is pretty similar what we see here. You know, it's pretty similar when you compare it. So, but these patterns, if you can spot them, sometimes on the chart, they keep repeating. You know, they keep repeating. That's the same thing with Solana, that I knew that we are going to come down here when we are around $205, $207. It's the same thing. You know, these fractals, they keep repeating. So if you know how to spot them and where to put them in the right moment, you know where you can make money. Let me have a look here. I also gonna do Up, because Up is actually one of the coins that got hit the hardest, and might be a really, really good opportunity right now. It's below 70 cents. I need to take a sip again. My camera said again bye-bye. After 40 minutes. It's crazy. So there we go again. Yeah, definitely need to do something about that. The camera is overheating. It's not good. It's not good. Let me see. Yeah. So you're also basically in no man's land currently with optimism. Either you want a retest of 65 cents or a break of 71 cents. In between, I would not try to long this. You know. You could take a risk here, but I personally would not do this. You could take a risk here and say, okay, I believe we go here all the way up now. and scalp here the 6% over the next 24 hours. And then, of course, you can trade the continuation if we break and go higher, but I would not risk that. For me, we are in no man's land, and 6% in the bull run is not crazy to me. This is like a normal. This is a normal walk in the park now. Everywhere, left, right, and center, you see coins doing 6, 10, 20%, and tomorrow again. So I don't need to chase here 6% for a scalp trade, and that would actually be quite risky instead of taking trades from proper support and resistance levels. Okay, I also want to do a quick Doge, but I want today here 100 likes on the stream, guys. Come on, 26 more people can smash up the like button here. For the ones that are here, let's get it, guys. Let's get it. 26. Come on. Doge. Yeah, 75. We are getting there. We are getting there. Doge. I had a Doge chart. Where's my Doge chart? Was this my Doge chart? Maybe that was my Doge chart. No, that was not my Doge chart. I don't know what I did with my Doge chart. Maybe here somewhere. Oh wait, wrong list. There. Different exchange. That's why, because this is on Binance. Yeah, so you see here, I told you this imbalance would be targeted. It was targeted, so we came straight back to that and went even to the next one. Not really surprised to see this. Here, if you want to enter a new trade, again, retest of around 22.5, I think is the level. 22.5, yeah. So either retest of that level or a break above 24, what is that? 24.2 cents. So these are the two levels also here that you want to watch. Here, RSI also not absolutely oversold yet, slightly oversold, but the stochastic RSI is definitely oversold. A lot of sell momentum still on the MACD, but again, 12 minutes. In 12 minutes, everything can change really, really quickly. I see here 82 likes, guys. Come on, we can find here another 18. Yeah, so I see your message here, Johnson. Definitely. Link is not done. Link is absolutely not done. We were briefly above $20 for 8 hours and then got back down. Not surprised about this, but also here, I see that we're turning around and go back to the upside, especially if we can close here above $17.74, which is like more or less almost a 1% move here, that we need to move higher. Yeah, I would say if we close the daily candle above that level here, it's more or less safe to say that we're gonna push back to $19 and then $20, and after $20 we go here all the way up to 28.7. That is the next short-term target that I have on Link over the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks potentially, maybe faster, to hit this level, So and this is over a 50% move from current price. Here, that is a 64% move roughly to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing for the next coming weeks here for Link. Again, these cool down phases, when they're happening in a bull market, they're not crazy, So it goes on for a couple of weeks, for a couple of days. Every time just a small amount of days where you see 10-15% moves to the downside on the first day. The second day is then usually quite mild because we moved already a lot down. And then you get sometimes on the third day another 3-4%. So overall, maybe we went down 20-30%. But then these coins recover that in 2 days afterwards, and then you have another 10 to 14 or even 20 days where coins are running again and make insane gains, and basically you catch up to everything that you have lost in the first 1 or 2 days, So and then everything else is again massive profit on top. That's why I build positions where I can stomach these swings to the downside and just relax, and wait that this blows over, because I know when they gain strength again and the momentum to go back to the upside, that this is where I make all the money. You know, yes, I could have taken here profit on my trades before they went negative, and yeah, but then I would have been out of them, and it could have gone also the other way, you know, that they go a little bit down and we get another 5 days of upwards, and then we get a correction, and then I would have had to enter way, way, way higher than where I was, and would have sit sidelined in that move to the upside, you know. So, and for that simple reason, I was like telling myself, I will not touch these trades. I let them run. There are targets on them. Take profits are on them. Take profit orders. I just let it run, you know. If it takes time, it takes time. But I'm not trying to chase every single pump or to get out of every single pump and then try to find a new entry, you know. So that is not how you get rich in a bull market. You get rich in a bull market with conviction. That's the only way how you're gonna make here life-changing money in a bull run. So guys, we have 45 minutes now here. I think this is long enough for this stream. Most likely, I'm not 100% sure about this. Most likely, I will come back tonight for another stream. So and keep your eyes peeled for that. And don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'm gonna see you then, hopefully with bigger positions and more money tonight.